The highly anticipated fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson has been delayed. Jake Paul said he would end Mike Tyson's career with a single knockout. Analysts are predicting this fight will be one of the last fights for both boxers' careers. However, Jake openly says Mike is a non-professional fighter. Previously, it was predicted that Jake Paul and Mike Tyson would ever meet in the ring, a professional boxer who got famous through YouTube fights versus the former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. But such an unlikely matchup became possible when Paul issued a call-out to Alex Pereira, the current UFC middleweight champion, showing his willingness to fight real fighters. Jake Paul, on challenging Pereira, stated, "I was ready to take on anyone, and Pereira's name came up. I was not afraid of any challenge. I just want to prove myself against the best." Pereira was challenged by the arrogance of Paul, making Mike Tyson, who had been considering another exhibition fight, return to the ring. Mike Tyson, on his possible comeback to professional boxing, said, "I'm just a huge fan of the sport. I want to get back into the ring and see if I've still got it. The supporters want me, and I want to please them." Regardless of his age, Tyson has remained a big crowd puller due to his legendary career. Plus, his intimidating presence is still felt by many. This led to an extremely publicized event because there was a perfect combination between Paul's arrogance and Tyson, who is known as one of the best boxers ever.
Yeah, if Tyson wants to get in the ring, I'm down, and he does. So here we are. He's one of the baddest men on the planet, and if he wants that opportunity and that smoke, he's the one who is like, let's make this a pro fight. I'm gonna end you, and I'm ready for it, and I'm excited for it, and he's a beast.
It's
very
amazing.
dangerous.
Jake Paul sends Mike Tyson a warning after KO win over Mike Perry. However, the highly anticipated fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson was originally scheduled for July 20th, 2024. The build-up to this clash has been a blend of drama, speculation, and excitement, capturing the attention of both boxing enthusiasts and casual fans alike. Mike Tyson reacts to Jake Paul knocking out Mike Perry, where he countdown begins, clock is ticking on X. In response to the call-out and subsequent media madness, Tyson stated, "Jake Paul has brought a new audience to boxing, and I respect that. He's got the guts to call out a champion like Pereira, but stepping into the ring with me will be a whole different ball game." This Tyson statement has added fire to the fuel, setting the stage for what was expected to be an explosive encounter. The fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, which many people were looking forward to, and it had drawn a lot of attention, both from boxing lovers and the public in general, has been delayed. For fans and other boxing professionals, this fight has generated much talk because of the two fighters' different personalities and careers. His brother Logan Paul, while supporting Jake, said Jake is a warrior. He's been training harder than ever for this fight. Facing Tyson is a huge challenge, but I believe in him. He's gonna shock the world again. Logan Paul is quite confident in his brother's skills and boxing proficiency. Along with Jake fans, he believes Jake will definitely win, but the decision will be only by the clash itself. However, the match between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson was planned as a big boxing event. Jake will fight with Mike Tyson, the former undisputed heavyweight champion who is recognized for his brutality and strength in the ring. Fans are eagerly waiting for this dispute. Mike Tyson recently had to put his training on hold due to an ulcer flare-up. He expressed his gratitude to the medical staff and the event organizers for working tirelessly to find a new date that works for everyone involved. Despite the delay, in Tyson's words, "Although we have a new date, when we fight it doesn't matter, the outcome will stay the same. Jake Paul is getting knocked out." Mike Tyson is gearing up for some time out of work from the boxing gym because of healing from an ulcer flare-up. His representative, Andrew Roof, confirmed that the former heavyweight champion has been diligently working on his fitness and is expected to be back in action by the end of the month. Joe Rogan, a podcaster and commentator on the entertainment value of the fight, said, "This is going to be wild. No matter what happens, it's going to be one of the most talked about fights in years. I can't wait to see it." Joe Rogan understood the importance of this clash, but Tyson, now 58 on the other hand, had to postpone his fight with Jake Paul due to a health setback, but has been making significant progress in his recovery. His doctor over at UCLA, they've been monitoring him closely. They're super happy with the progress, Ruff stated. According to Roof, Tyson's doctors are optimistic about his recovery and believe that he will have no limitations when he returns to training. Roof further added, "I've been told that everything is completely on track and he is on pace to have no limitations at all. His physicians, Dr. Issa in particular, don't believe there'll be any limitations at all." Roof mentioned that Tyson has been focusing on resistance training and cardio work under the close supervision of his doctor, Danny Issa, a gastroenterologist at UCLA.
Different date, same fate.
I'm gonna knock out Jake Paul.
Mike Tyson reacts to Jake Paul beating Mike Perry. In the meantime, Jake Paul, who was originally set to fight Tyson, will now be facing Mike Perry, a former MMA fighter. It remains uncertain how this change will impact Paul's potential fight against Tyson, but Roof emphasized that Tyson fully supports Paul's decision to fight Perry. Stephen A. Smith, a boxing analyst, mentioned, "This fight is a spectacle, pure and simple. It's got the old versus the new, the social media star against the seasoned veteran. It's a fight that's going to draw massive attention and redefine what we consider as big boxing events today." No doubt, according to Steven, this fight will prove who is the legendary boxer and still more passionate after the boxing gap. In the previous fight between these two fighters, it was a one-way conflict. Jake Paul finished Mike Perry in round 6, securing a dominant win ahead of his bout against Mike Tyson in November. Furthermore, Teddy Atlas, senior boxing trainer and commentator, stated on the potential outcome and skills of both fighters. Tyson might be past his prime, but he's still one of the most dangerous men in boxing. Jake Paul has the guts to take this fight, but he's stepping into the ring with a legend. It's a big risk for him. Atlas acknowledges that Tyson, though past his prime, is still a force to be considered and cannot be ignored. Atlas accepts that Tyson, even though he is no longer in his peak years, possesses some challenging boxing ability and a defensible reputation. And if you think they've taken away everything from him, age and years out of the spotlight, don't erase the raw power and technique that once made him the youngest heavyweight champion in history.
Clearly they don't have a high IQ in here, but that's a federal crime, Brian. Mike, there are a number of people who also say Mike Tyson is risking serious injury against a powerful 27-year-old who is in his prime. What do you say to that?
In response to Jake's statement, Mike Tyson said, "I started Jake off and I'm going to finish him." However, in another previous fight between Paul and American mixed martial artist, Mike Perry picked up 3 knockdowns in the fight before the referee stepped in to stop the fight. Perry, 0-2, was aggressive throughout but was defensively vulnerable and Paul took advantage. Paul first put Perry down with a big left hand in the opening minute of the fight, and it didn't get much better from there for Perry. Logan Paul, Jake's brother, said in the ring and stated, "Mike Perry, you're the toughest son of a I've ever seen in my life." Paul now turns to the highly anticipated matchup against Mike Tyson this November, which he confirmed is up next for him. Paul already declared Mike a non-professional boxer. Paul said after their previous fight, 100% it's happening, Mike Tyson is in training. But at one point, he showed his respect towards Milka and said in the ring, "Mike, I love you, but this is my sport now. You're a legend. You're one of the 2 most famous boxers to ever live. You and Muhammad Ali. It's an honor to get in the ring with you. I'm so honored. You're a legend, but I'm gonna take your throne, brother." So in boxing, it's quite obvious that you may respect your opponent, but you may feel hate towards another fighter, because in the end, only one person will be the winner. However, doctors advised Tyson to reduce his training load due to a flare-up of a stomach ulcer. However, both parties remain intent on the match, with the home of the Dallas Cowboys still set to host the fight, which was moved back 4 months.
I don't know if he's in his prime. He's fat. He should be lean and mean. He's fat and funky. I saw him with his shirt off the other day. He's fat. I thought, did you start training already?
Hey, Buster Douglas was fat, am I right?
I know, but you're no Buster Douglas.
I'm better. I'm better.
No,
and I'm gonna end you quicker than he did. And you'll remember that forever. You started me off. I appreciate that, Mike. I love you. I love you. Like a father loves his son, but I must discipline you.
In the meantime, Paul moved to ensure a July fight against a new opponent, with the 27-year-old set to take on MMA veteran Mike Perry in Florida next week. Despite a schedule change pushing Paul versus Tyson back to November, the former YouTuber will still have a fight on July 20th. Paul will instead duke it out with mixed martial artist and bare knuckle fighting championship fighter Mike Perry in Tampa, Florida. Nakisa Badarian, co-founder of Most Valuable Promotions, said in a statement, "Our team has worked diligently with with all parties involved to reschedule this monumental fight to a date that ensures both Jake Paul and Mike Tyson are fully prepared, with equal training time, as well as allowing us to keep the event at AT&T Stadium amid the Cowboys season. Nakisa Badarian, co-founder of Most Valuable Promotions, stated that the team has worked diligently with all parties involved to reschedule the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight. But November 15th will be the day in which both fighters will prove themselves best. Both are practicing very hard to win this battle.
Obviously, devastating news. I'm heartbroken, speechless, gutted. We've been working so hard over here, everyone in this camp, and I just feel bad for everyone involved in this event, the whole undercard. Opportunity has been ripped from all of us, but I do value Mike's health first and foremost. Love that guy, I have so much respect for him, and I want Mike to be healthy.
Jake is quite sad about the delay, but also he is hoping for the health of Mike. However, during a follow-up consultation on Thursday with medical professionals on his recent ulcer flare-up, the recommendation is for Mike Tyson to do minimal to light training over the next few weeks and then return to full training with no limitations.
Okay, whatever. It's hard to even really be... he's not going to win. Look at, he couldn't even knock out Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz is 40 pounds. How he's gonna knock me out? What's the other guy? Anderson Silva. He didn't knock those little guys. How he's gonna knock me out?
Mike Tyson is confident to say Jake will not win the match at any cost. He even don't have the capacity to fight with me. Jake Paul has been vocal about his confidence and determination. In an interview, he remarked, "What I promise to the people is on November, Mike will be put to sleep and he will feel my power. And I will go down as the man who put Tyson to sleep for the last time." Paul's bravado was evident during press conferences and interviews, where he didn't shy away from making bold predictions and responding to the crowd's reactions with defiance. On the other hand, Mike Tyson has taken a more dismissive stance towards Paul's chances. Tyson, known for his rough personality and legendary status in boxing, stated, "I started Jake off, and I'm going to finish him." Tyson's comments reflect his intent to dominate the fight and solidify his legacy by decisively defeating the younger boxer. He also doubted Paul's abilities by questioning his fitness and comparing him unfavorably to his previous opponents. Tyson said, "He didn't knock out Tommy Fury. He didn't knock those little guys out. How's he going to knock me out?" This statement highlights Tyson's suspicion about Paul's potential to defeat him. Jake Paul, mentioning his confidence and preparation, said, "I love the biggest challenges in the world. That's what's made my whole career take big risks, and I want the toughest guy out there. I want the biggest fights, and making history is what I've done my whole entire career, and this is no different." It shows Paul's approach to his boxing career, where he has consistently sought out high-profile opponents and taken on significant challenges to build his reputation in the sport. While opposing Paul, Mike Tyson said, "I started Jake off, and I'm going to finish him. He's not going to win. He can't even knock out Nate Diaz, who is like 40 pounds. How's he gonna knock me out? Who did he knock out? Little children. He never knocked out a real man." Tyson's comments highlight his confidence and his belief that Paul lacks the knockout power and experience to defeat him. On the other hand, Dana White, the UFC president, wrote, "You have to give Jake Paul credit for what he's doing. He's bringing a lot of eyes to boxing, and the Tyson fight is another big step in his career. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out." These quotes highlight the diverse perspectives and anticipation surrounding the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight, reflecting the mix of skepticism, support, and excitement that it has generated.
Got on social media and said, "Mike, forget the script. Beat this guy." What do you say? Tell these people who keep saying that this fight is scripted for Jake Paul to win.
Well, just come to the fight and you'll see. That's it. Listen, I started Jake off and I'm going to finish him.
Jake Paul, same question. People keep saying that this fight is scripted.
Jake and Mike are both explosive. Mike has an excellent boxing career, but previously in a match with Mike Perry, Jake Paul scored a 6th-round TKO victory over bare-knuckle fighter Mike Perry on Saturday in Tampa, Florida, in an 8-round cruiserweight boxing match. With the win, Paul maintained his November 15 showdown with the 58-year-old Mike Tyson that was originally scheduled for this night. Paul, a social media star turned boxer, floored ignored Perry 3 times before the referee halted the bout at 112 of round 6. Paul said about Mike Tyson, "He's tough as nails, but I just hit too hard and he took a lot of damage. Mike Tyson, you're next. It's anyone, anytime, any place." Paul, who was a minus 475 favorite, as per ESPN, Batty, said he was sick leading up to the fight and that his knuckle was basically broken. Perry, 32, is the latest former UFC fighter to fall to Paul. Paul, 10-1, 7 KOs, also defeated Tyron Woodley, Nate Diaz, and Ben Askren. Paul, 27, was noticeably bigger and enjoyed a 3-inch height advantage. Perry, 0-2 of Orlando, Florida, fights at 175 pounds in the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Paul, 9-1, 6 KOs of Cleveland, Ohio, but now living and training in Puerto Rico, started boxing professionally in 2020. He had 6 straight victories, 4 by stoppage, mostly against former MMA fighters. Paul, 26, lost a split decision to Tommy Fury in February 2023, but has won 3 straight fights since, including a first-round KO of Ryan Borland in March. Boxing promoter Eddie Hearn stated, "Jake Paul has proven himself to be a serious competitor, but fighting Mike Tyson is a whole different level. Tyson's power and experience are unmatched, and this fight could be a major test for Paul's skill and resolve." Hearn highlights how Jake Paul's bout with Tyson is a major move forward. In spite of his advanced age, Tyson is nevertheless a formidable figure in boxing for his superb career and the unbridled strength he possessed at the peak of his abilities.
And he says he still is gonna knock me out, and I bought myself some time. So Mike is still talking shit over there. But Mike, if you want to do this, like you said, behind closed doors, behind the scenes, you said you want to do this in Q4. You just need a little bit of time. So I'm ready whenever you are. This is too big of an opportunity. I think this fight's gonna change the world, and I turn all my L's into W's. That's a motto I live by. And the universe makes no mistakes. So let's see what's in store. But sorry this didn't work out. To everyone, the fans, love you guys.
Jake Paul is quite passionate about winning the upcoming clash, but the fight will only prove who is the best. This fight will be contested over 8 2-minute rounds with 14-ounce gloves and sanctioned as a professional bout by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulations. Manny Pacquiao picks Mike Tyson to beat Jake Paul. Regardless, the match was to be delayed because of a medical issue with Mike Tyson, who had an ulcer flare-up. This unexpected event has pushed the fight date ahead to November 15th, 2024, and it will now happen at AT&T Stadium located in Arlington, Texas City.
What do you think of Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson? That fight just got announced. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson.
They're gonna fight, huh?
Yeah, they're gonna fight. Do you think Jake Paul can beat Mike Tyson?
The announcement of the postponement has led to a variety of reactions from fans and commentators. Some are relieved, expressing concerns about Tyson's health and the potential risks of the fight. As one fan noted, "I don't want to see Mike hurt. He's boxing royalty." Others, however, view the matchup with a more critical eye, questioning the authenticity and motives behind such high-profile celebrity bouts. The fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson has been surrounded by a mix of excitement and skepticism. Supporters of the fight are eager to see how the younger Paul fares against the seasoned Tyson, while critics argue about the nature of these exhibition matches and their impact on the sport of boxing. As one commenter remarked,
"Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.